Alrighty, I think it is time to start the stream this morning. Hello, everybody. Also, hello, Buggy. Welcome back. We are glad to have you. I'm a little tired. I didn't know I was going to wake up at like 6:30. However, I wanted to go ahead and do the stream so that way I'd have plenty of time to do a stream today because I don't know what's going to happen after my doctor's appointment. So that's why we're doing one early. To give you an idea of what we are working with today, we're going to be working with openSUSE Tumbleweed. It has been one of the distros that have been recommended to me to review. I will say that I probably will not be going to openSUSE simply because I am enjoying my experience with CachyOS. But it's nice to, I guess, for people to get a perspective from someone who's never used openSUSE. Like I posted in the Discord yesterday, I was like, what shall we stream next? And this was the one that got voted the most. So now we're here. So I'm gonna give it like a few more minutes before we start in on openSUSE. I kind of need to get myself together for just a moment. But if you guys have anything you need to talk about or want to discuss, now would be a good time for sure. Yeah, I just wonder, like, I don't know. It seemed like, because I think the last time I did a morning stream, like, or something like this real early was like, I think it was Saturday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. Didn't do too bad. And yes, we did change the stream to ultra low latency, so I'll have to see what that's like. All right. I guess we can go ahead and get started with this. So, what we're looking at here is openSUSE Tumbleweed. Now, they have a Leap version. I don't know too much about it. In fact, let's compare what it is. So, and then you got Leap Micro, MicroOS. We're not going to worry about those. I want to take a look at Leap 15.6. So, it's a brand new way of building openSUSE and a new type of hybrid Linux distribution. Leap uses source from SUSE Linux Enterprise, if I can pronounce words today, which gives Leap a level of stability unmatched by other Linux distributions, and combines that with tech community developments to give users, developers, and sysadmins the best stable Linux experience available. So it really doesn't tell me anything as far as Leap itself. They do have a beta version, but most people recommend Tumbleweed, and Tumbleweed is that distro that is rolling release, I believe. Yeah, rolling release. So you you don't have to worry about doing an update every 6 months or doing one every year or every 2 years. It's kind of like Arch in that respect. Yeah, so we got state-of-the-art desktop and server operating system. With Tumbleweed, you don't have to take difficult decisions about things you value, either freedom or safety, either control or security, technology or stability. Tumbleweed lets you have your cake and eat it too. You know what? I was actually fixing to say I could probably go for some cake, but I don't think I can eat cake right now. Okay, so this is what I was saying. Continuously updated. You install it once and enjoy it forever. No longer do you have to worry every 6 months about massive system upgrades that risk bricking your system. Okay. I think this is... I don't know if openSUSE does this out of the box, like with their leap, as to whether or not it's like 6 months. I know that Fedora does every 6 months, and I'm wondering if they're hinting at them. Then you've got leading edge. So you get frequent updates that not only address vulnerabilities or squash bugs, but reflect latest features and developments, such as fresh kernels, fresh drivers, and recent desktop environment versions. And so I'm curious as to see what are you going to run with openSUSE? Like, what kind of desktop environment are we looking at? Or do we have a choice of window managers or Wayland compositors? I don't know. Never used it. They claim stability. So updates are thoroughly tested against industry-grade quality standards, taking advantage of a build service other Linux distributions envy us for. Not only is each new version of a package individually tested, but different clusters of versions are tested against each other, making sure your system is internally consistent. Gotcha. So they also claim stability. Again, because of CachyOS, I think CachyOS also claims stability. I wouldn't want to move to openSUSE for stability or whatever. Stability is important. Don't get me wrong. It's very important to me. Just probably not as important as being able to do what it is that I want. Simple to use. With a single command, you can update thousands of packages, roll back to last week's snapshot, fast forward again, and even preview upcoming releases. Okay. I see you. Okay. It plays nice with your hardware. That should be fun. Thanks to its leading edge and thoroughly tested nature, Tumbleweed serves you hardware and devices like few other Linux distributions, making it a superb installment for workstations, laptops, and notebooks alike. Should anything unwanted occur, you can always roll back to a previous state and find your files and programs just as they were before a bumpy update. Yeah, but seriously, what can I don't know. Like, to me, it just seems like I can get that with CachyOS because we already used the ButterFS system. So I could theoretically use like Snapshot or something like that. So like I can't figure out, like, other than its package manager, like what makes it different that people would want to use openSUSE, I guess. Secure. Okay. Build from latest kernel resource or releases, compiled with the latest Spectra, Meltdown, mitigation patches with firewall and strong security policies turned on by default. Your security is covered out of the box. Okay, so not too bad with security. Sounds pretty secure. Harnessing technologies openSUSE is renowned for, such as the ButterFS file system, the Snapper command line utility, as well as the battle-proven YAST control panel. Tumbleweed empowers you with full control over your system, letting you define the settings you want and be done with it. No longer do you have to worry about a system interfering with your workflow. Gotcha. Stands on firm ground. Tumbleweed builds on decades of usage, testing, and debugging by hundreds of power users, developers, system administrators, and demanding doers that cannot afford to jeopardize their workflow. Tumbleweed's solidity is embodied in many core packages whose DNA stems from the venerable SUSE Linux Enterprise Server. Tumbleweed provides users with the latest gaming-related software, with the Linux support for gaming improving rapidly. That's an important aspect for smooth, performant, and problem-free experience in your favorite games. So that all sounds nice. As far as the gaming goes, I would still want to... I don't know. For me, I would still want to have CashGOS, I think. I don't know. I can't see myself getting away from the Arch ecosystem. Like, I know that the Linux cast for a little while, he went with openSUSE. I don't know if he's still with openSUSE. But it seemed like it was good enough for him at the time. Alright, so then you go to download, and you can actually get quite a few different versions. You can get the Intel, or usually this is what most people are going to use. This Intel or AMD 64-bit desktops, laptops, and servers. Then you got a 32-bit. But mostly we're focused on this 64-bit here. And then down here you have your system requirements. You need at least 2 gigahertz of a dual-core processor or better. 2 gigabytes of physical RAM plus additional memory for your workload. Over 40 gigabytes of free hard drive space. Oh man, I don't know if I installed enough gigabytes for that. Either a DVD drive or USB port for installation media. We won't be needing that. Internet access doesn't really matter right now because we're using the offline image, even though it would help. You may have to clarify your message. I don't understand it, Buggy. So then we go back over here to our boxes. And here we have openSUSE ready to go. Now, I have not installed it yet. I figured I would install it with you guys, show you the installation guide for it, all that good stuff. So, I don't know. Before we get started, I need just like a moment. Yep, just a moment, really, to stretch and get my head together. All right, let's jump into it. Oh, that was nice, actually. I don't know. Do we boot from hard disk or do we do the installation? Because I mean, it's not been installed yet. Boot from hard disk or installation. Maybe let's try. Let's see. No, I don't think you're the only one now. Hello Oceans, welcome. Vindicta, also welcome. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to. Yeah, let's just see what's on the hard drive. What is my audio doing? That's weird. It keeps skipping around. I'm hearing that too. All right, let's see what's on the disc so far. No, but the reason why a majority of people probably aren't here is because maybe it's just on my end then. Yeah, but the reason why a majority of people aren't here right now is because I just started early, I guess, and it is a Wednesday, so like everyone's probably got stuff to do, or they're trying to sleep in, like I should be doing, but instead I'm streaming, so that way I can get to my doctor's appointment like I need to, and all that good stuff. Booting from local disk. We are booting, we are booting. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with it. This has been on the screen for like a minute. I'll give it a few more minutes, and if it doesn't change, then we'll have to go back out of the. We'll have to do a shutdown on it, and then we will have to do the installation. And then for like 5 hours, you can just hear me in the background. We are booting. We are booting. Yeah, this just seems stuck. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to load. I think that's the issue. So like it can't do anything. I don't know. Let's go out of it. We'll force the shutdown. And then let's go back into it. I really like that. Like what we just saw there. With the light bulb and everything. That's pretty cool. Loading the Linux kernel. Now we are talking. Not like we weren't before. But now we're in it. We are loading the basic drivers. We are loading. We are loading. Bro. If I had to hear that in my sleep, I don't know what I'd do. SUSE is his own thing? I mean, I don't know. I've never used openSUSE. So it's hard for me to know. I don't need a network configuration. We're not doing anything with it. All right. And then we are greeted with this. We got the language and keyboard set to English. That's good. Online repositories. Enabling the online repositories during installation gives you access to all software that does not fit the installation media anymore. Additionally, those repositories might contain updated software packages. I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, it looks like its own thing according to DistroWatch. Gotcha. Yeah, for the sake of this review, no, we're not going to do the online repositories. Although you probably will want to. So just take that into mind whenever you decide to install. Oh, are you serious? These are all my options. We got desktop with KDE Plasma, desktop with GNOME, desktop with XFCE, generic desktop, and server. Okay, well, first of all, we're not doing a server. I don't even know what a generic desktop would look like. XFCE. Oh, you know what? I told you guys the next time I came across something that had XFCE, I was going to try it out. I think this is the opportunity. Before I do that, though, who doesn't want to see XFCE? If you don't want to see XFCE, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'll give you guys a minute or two. Because, I mean, this is what it looks like our only options are. Like, we don't even get Hyperland as an option. I don't even know if they're running X11, if they're running whatever. Let's see. Would recommend KDE for openSUSE, but it's up to you, of course. Yeah, everyone recommends like no matter what is going on, like people recommend KDE. Obviously GNOME's not the choice to go, but I'm giving you guys choice because you guys are here with me and I appreciate it. And I just like to give choices. Well, here's the thing about a generic desktop. Generic desktop is like, from what I understand, according to what this is saying, is that a graphical system with reduced package set intended as a base for a customized software selection. So really what you're doing is that you're getting the most basic desktop. Like, you're not getting very much out of it. And it seems like you're not even getting it's like you're not even getting a desktop environment to begin with, is what it seems like. Like, this would be the equivalent of like installing minimal Arch in my opinion. That's what I'm gathering from it. But like, I don't want to risk doing a generic desktop just because I don't want to have to install a bunch of other stuff. So probably what we're going to do is go with KDE. Yeah, we'll go with KDE. I'll try XFCE some other time, which is actually good for me because I'd rather not use XFCE because I'm not exactly looking forward to it. But I had a lot of people, or I had quite a few people the last time I did my when I did my window manager desktop environment tier list, it, like, a lot of people were like, oh, you should try XFCE again, and it's not as bad as it seems and stuff like that. So it's LXQT. Also, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't know enough about LXQT, so we'll just we'll go with KDE. And then next. All right, so the initial layout here, I'm sure you could change the settings here. And this is what it's going to happen. So it'll create a GPT on the hard drive, and then it'll create a partition for the BIOS boot. It'll create a partition for the Btrfs, then create a partition for the swap. So, I mean, not too much going on there. So let's just go with next. And then, yeah, we'll leave this as it is, I think. Yeah, we'll leave it as it is because that is my time zone. Next. User's full name. G. No, I'm not going to use my full name. I'm going to use my username. Then we're going to use a super secure password. You know what? For the sake of... No, I don't want to do automatic login. Generally, you're not going to want to do an automatic login, though. But, I mean, you can if you don't want to, like, type in your password. A myth. Welcome to the stream. XFCE is only for some performance improvement, right? Why would anyone with a beast of a PC still go with XFCE? It looks not that good. Thank you. That has been my entire point about XFCE. Like, yeah, you may get performance, but, like, it's not that good. And I don't understand why I'm getting recommended. I mean, I'm over here with, like, a mid-tier computer, you know, but I'm not running XFCE. Like, that's unless I absolutely have to. Alright, so next, the password is too simple. Yes, I really want to use this password. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. This is the installation overview. We're getting grub. We're getting grub. You know what? When I started on CachyOS, when I did my install, I actually did it with systemd. It told me that it was the default and recommended. So I went with it, and I don't necessarily regret it. Like, I don't even know what all I could do with it, but I know I could customize it the way that I want to with Grub, but I just thought I would give it a try and see if I liked it, and it's not necessarily bad. Like, you know, I don't know which one I would choose over the other, though. I think is the only issue with that. So then we're going to write to the hard drive, boot code to the hard drive. We got openSUSE Tumbleweed. You got your base system, enhanced base system, KDE Plasma, SU Linux support, KDE Cat applications, and Plasma desktop. Install the libraries, and then YAS stuff, software management, multimedia, Office software, fonts, X Windows system. So I'm wondering if it is still running on X11. If we're running X Windows, I wonder if it is. We'll have to do a check on it. And then you got games, KDE PIM suite, minimal application base. Not that anyone cares. And then you got your security stuff here, your network configurations. And then let's just install. Information required for the base installation is now complete. If you continue now, partitions on your hard disk will be modified according to the installation settings in the previous dialogues. Go back and check the settings if you're unsure. Well, gee, you guys, I don't know about you, but there's like tons of files on this hard drive, and I really want to keep them. Should I erase them? Durr. Yes, let's do it. All right. I'm sorry, I'm being a little dramatic this morning. I gotta give myself some energy. All right, so we are installing now. I like how it gives us like an in real time statistic here. We got less than 5 gigs to go. Got less than 2,100 packages to go. We're at 24%. Do you download it inside of VM? No. So what I did was I get the ISO file from the. Usually when I do these reviews, I'll get the ISO file from I'll get it from the website. Then I'll plug it into GNOME boxes, and then I'll open it up in GNOME boxes. Is RHEL very different from Debian, or is it just the package manager? I've never used it. Good question. I'm not entirely sure. This must be VM, or it wouldn't be able to record the screen yet. I mean, you're right. You are going to hate their package manager. Probably. Also, if I haven't said it before, welcome back, Toto. We're glad to have you here. I probably will regret or hate the package manager. I don't even know what the package manager is, because I know that Fedora uses DNF. I don't know what openSUSE uses. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Reddit absolutely hate it. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not really for RHEL. Oh, Zipper. That's right. That's what it is. It's really nice, but kind of slow. Yeah. We probably won't do too much with that, since I'm not really using the internet on it to begin with. I don't even know if I'll be able to download the, what's it called? I don't even know if I'll be able to really download anything. Red Hat, also people like the security. Oh yeah, App Armor. Yeah, I've heard of App Armor. Can y'all do me a favor? Can you let me know what IIRC is? I keep seeing that in my chat every time I stream. I don't know what it means, and I could probably look it up, but I didn't think about it before I asked. Do you have pet birds? I heard birds in the background. No, I do not. I do not have pet birds. I do not like birds. I have a fear of birds. The only reason you hear birds is because they're right beside my window. And it is like 7:40 in the morning. So they're out and about. It's the most package manager with a lot of flags to use. I consider it really nice one. Gotcha. Oh, okay. If I recall correctly. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, man. Birds are for the birds. That's birds are for the birds. Yeah, I don't play too well with birds. Like I had a bad experience, and I just don't really care for them as creatures. Though I'm sure that they serve a purpose. Always with the cat side. Samenda, welcome to the stream. Glad that you could make it with us. Red Hat is different from Debian, including some system apps. It's not just the package. Gotcha. Yeah, no kidding. All right, give me a minute. Very funny. Very, very funny. All right. We got, let's see, we're on 59%. Yeah, I forgot to mention openSUSE installer takes forever. No, it's fine. I've dealt with other systems that have taken a long time too. Also, hello Arthras, welcome back. Glad you can make it with us. Today we are in openSUSE Tumbleweed. More like dickweed. That's a little dry humor. Don't mind me. I'm trying to wake up still. It's too early. Not even supposed to be here today. Oh yeah, this is probably the time where I should say that thing that I always like to say. We're having so much fun. Yeah, I always hate this distro and love it at the same time. Gotcha. I was thinking of trying openSUSE Tumbleweed myself, but never got to do it. So this is educational for me too. Oh, okay. Yeah, then yeah, you're probably one of the people that voted for it then. I have never used openSUSE, much less Tumbleweed. So we'll see how it goes. But I love their syntax highlights in the terminal. It's really readable. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for participating in the Discord. While this is installing, I should mention a couple of things. So if you like the stream, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoy my content, consider subscribing. That helps out a lot. We also have a Discord that you can join, where you can get in contact with me if you ever need to get in contact. You can post your risings. You can post your projects that you're working on. You can ask for help with anything that you need. Can't guarantee you that we're going to be able to help all the time, but we'll see what we can do. And you can just talk with people that are also using Linux, you know. In fact, one of the things that we did recently was that it still needs to be developed, but there is a just like a subscription service in case you were interested in it. I do plan on having like maybe some stuff that comes out before it gets posted to YouTube. So like some of my music, for example, would be able to I would be posting that before I posted it to Bandcamp, for example. So just stuff like that. Which is also optional, by the way. You know, just want to throw that out there because it's new. This will probably be the only stream where I bring it up, maybe. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. Let's see. Getting back to the chat here. Why does your dock icons look so crammed together? I wonder if you're talking about the tray. And if you're talking about the tray, then I don't know. I can't really do anything about the tray. More like openSUSE, am I right? Also, welcome, Poggerino. We're glad to have you here. Will you post your music videos? Yes, I do post them. I've already got one track up. All my music is royalty free, so like if you want to be able to use it in your projects, the only thing I ask is that you credit me. But I already have one video up on YouTube. More will be coming. In fact, I've got one track that I need to post that I haven't posted yet. So I'm looking forward to posting that this week, though. And I will I'll set up the channels sometime today in the Discord, and then that way people can like get early access. That's the word I was looking for, early access. You can get early access to the music and all that good stuff. I just really what I need is ideas for like the subscription service, like what you guys would want offered as like perks. Because like all my content is is still going to be free, still going to be available to everyone. That's not really going to change. It's just more about like extra things that I can offer is what I'm looking for. System will reboot now. All right, yeah, go ahead and reboot. Whatever. By the way, if anyone was thinking of buying one of those ultra cheap motherboards from AliExpress, just don't. Finally managed to fix a bug that has really annoyed me for a long time. No documentation at all. Thank you for the update. I don't plan on buying a motherboard, much less from AliExpress. Why did I say Alien Express? No, it's AliExpress. Actually, always find very nice things on Ali. Nice. All right, so let's go back into this. Now, when we come up to this, we should be able to boot from the hard disk now. So let's go ahead and boot from the hard disk. And now we come across options. We got openSUSE Tumbleweed. We got advanced options. Start bootloader from a read-only snapshot. We're gonna choose the first one. Tumbleweed. Voice, welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you. Reminds me of the UEFI of CachyOS. The grub menu. Okay, so when I installed CachyOS on my system, I did not use grub. I used systemd. So I don't know. Everything in me told me that I probably should have went with grub, but I just chose systemd instead. Don't forget to do sudo zipper ref and sudo zipper dup or dup. Gotcha. Okay then. Just checking on some things. Oh, I went with grub to keep the same menu with my Fedora install. Yeah, I probably, like I said, I probably should have went with grub. I just chose not to at the time because I wanted to see what the difference was with, like using systemd. Because the last time I used systemd was with Ubuntu, I think, and I didn't really care for it at the time. But like now, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, in openSUSE Tumbleweed, we don't use update. We use DUP, distro upgrade. Gotcha. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to do all that mess because that's just using internet. See, this is what I wanted for my my SDDM, my login manager. This is what I wanted. I don't get this. The only way that I can get this is I have to use something called Chili, which doesn't even, it comes close to this, but it's not what I am looking for. So like right now I'm using Chili for my layout in SDDM. So yeah, let's just log into the system. Let's see. Can't you use DNF instead of zipper? You can use DNF, but it's not recommended. Plasma is looking to get rid of SDDM anyways. Oh. Then that makes me a sad penguin. Because I actually liked I like being able to customize my login manager. Oh, cool. Thank you for subscribing. We're glad to have you in the family. I hope they do it soon. SDDM is crap. It is buggy. It breaks easily. Well, here's the thing then. If you guys don't recommend SDDM, then what do you recommend for a login manager that is highly customizable? Like, I wonder if I could use Hyperlock with it. If I could just use Hyperlock, I would be so happy. Oh, LightDM? Gotcha. Let me write that down. LightDM. Everybody's recommending LightDM. Gotcha. Ahoy there. This is openSUSE. If this is your first time using openSUSE, we would like for you to feel right at home in your new voyage. Take your time to familiarize yourself with all the buttons and let us know how you like the experience on our social media. Insane. The time being as SDDM broke on me and I couldn't log in, I'm using LY Display Manager to save my sanity. Gotcha. They have things like AUR, but it's called OPI. Okay, so what do we do? Let's look at the system settings. Let's look at about the system. Okay, so we are running X11 after all. Not sure if we're on the latest software. Everything else seems to look fine. Let's see, what else is there? We could probably... Oh, maybe you can swap to Wayland if you log out and click the menu at the bottom. Hey, you know what? That's actually not bad of an idea. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, let's log out. You can run Wayland. It is better. Oh, it's quite up to date. Is what I have on Arch. Oh, okay, gotcha. Maybe not as extensive as AUR, but the openSUSE guys don't seem to care. Gotcha. It's probably going to come for us normies this weekend. Can't wait to try it. Oh, yeah, I heard someone just this week in the chat was like, I'm going to try it during my weekend because that's when I'm off or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, bottom left. Got, oh, IceWM comes with it. Interesting. But, yes, let's use Wayland. Why not? That thing is usually clickable. Yeah, it's really weird as X11 by default. Oh, yeah, simply because everything's going to Wayland. Yeah, no, I get that. X11 is hardware independent, more in keeping with Unix philosophy. Yeah, I can see that being a thing. I am not one of those people that are like hardcore about like free and open source. Like, I think it's a great thing, but I think that gets in the way of my productivity. So, whatever plays my games better. Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people feel, as a matter of fact. All right, so then what do I want to do is the question. let's see what all it comes with. So we got something called Arc, which works with file archives. We got Dolphin, emoji selector. Firefox comes on by default. Ooh, we got GNU PG. We got an address book. We got Kate, Kcalc. Got Main Jong. You guys want to see me play Main Jong? Oh, install something. All right, give me a minute. Let's take a look at Kmines console. Yeah, let me just take a look at what's installed first, and then we will try to install something. Okay, we got Sudoku, so we could do that too. LibreOffice, Ocular. We got the terminal. Oh, what am I going to use for the terminal? Let me see what's there. Oh yeah, console. Derp. Okay. I update once every 2 weeks. All right. So I don't want to install Fast Fetch because by default they show certain things that I don't want to be shown. What about NeoFetch? Can we still install NeoFetch on openSUSE? Is that an option? Then that way we can take a look at our specs. I update every week, but only weekends to not disrupt my work. Gotcha. I update every few days with CachyOS. I guess no, but try. All right, so let me figure out what I got to do because you guys said something about trying or going ahead and to do, what was that? Sudo zipper ref and sudo zipper dupe. Okay, so there is nothing to do. Even Debian 13 removed NeoFetch. Oh, that is crazy to think about. I didn't even know that. It's fine to update often, but only if you can afford to troubleshoot any potential breakage. Yeah, fair enough. All right, so then sudo zipper NeoFetch. I'm probably doing that wrong, by the way. In case NeoFetch is not a typo, it's probably a built-in command. Yeah, I'm probably doing it wrong. No, here's the thing about Fast Fetch. Fast Fetch will, by default, show you things that I don't want to be shown. That's why I normally... Here's the thing. If I was using it on my system, yes, I would use Fast Fetch. In fact, I've made videos on Fast Fetch, and I am experienced with Fast Fetch. However, it does show things by default that I don't want shown. Install it, then go to its config and remove the lines you don't like. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Ew, compile NeoFetch from source? Nuh-uh. Man, I don't want to compile, my dude. I try to get away from that as much as possible. Oh, deprecated just because it's no longer maintained. Yeah, probably. No, I know where the config file is. I just didn't think about it. But, like, yeah, I could go to the config file and do something about it. So I could do zipper help. 30-second job. Yeah, plus it'll give you guys content, I suppose. All right. Yeah, we can do that. All right, so let me look at, just in case I'm doing something wrong, we'll look at the help on this. Oh, we do install. Okay, so that's how we do that. So really what we do is sudo zipper install fast fetch. I'm very familiar with fast fetch. I mean, I guess we can continue. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll go to a editor. I'm very tempted to give openSUSE a try. Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about that. About openSUSE as a whole. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm very tempted to give... Oh, I already read that. Really clean. Hope APT learned from Zipper. I don't know. I thought Zipper was kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was ugly. I'm sorry. Let's see. Office maybe. I'm just trying to figure out like what is... Maybe it's in development. Advanced text editor. All right. Let's open the file and then... How can I... Oh, show hidden files. There we go. And then... Fast fetch is not listed here. All right, let's see. That's very fast. I guess they fixed their package manager. There's a package manager in Debian that is so clean I forgot its name. Yeah, Nala is pretty good. I've used Nala before. It's very, very pretty. Very pretty. I don't have a fast fetch on me right now. All right, let me figure out what to do. I don't know anything about microfetch. But like here's the thing. If fast fetch would just like calm down with everything that they showed, they don't have to show every little aspect. They could remove some stuff if they really wanted to. Oh yeah, and that's the thing about my configuration too. I really need to find a good, or not find. I need to customize my fast fetch again. It's been a little while since I have, and it would be nice. Let's see. It's really nice. Hope to become the default. It's really nice one. Gotcha. Oh, it does. Yeah, it does it on its first run, but that's the trick. I already said I'm not comfortable with using fast fetch on its first run because it likes to show things that I don't want shown. But yeah, you see, you'll paste bin your current fast fetch. All right. I mean, for that matter, I could just like do my configuration. But either way, I appreciate it. I would like to see what yours looks like, though. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread it. You were asking me if it generates the config on its first run. I'm sorry about that. It's the default. I just removed few lines like IP address, etc. I didn't rice anything. No, I don't need a rice. I just needed like the IP address removed from it. I don't like that they show that by default. Then you're good. I removed it. Yeah. So I mean, I could use yours. I could use mine. It doesn't really matter. Probably yours would be better. If you can't, you may not be able to post links in the YouTube chat. If that's the case, just send me a DM on Discord if you got Discord. If not, then I'll just use my configuration. It'll be fine. Oh, you posted already? Oh, okay. I I don't see it on my end. Yeah, I think as a general, I think they removed the. Actually, I don't even know if they've ever had this be a thing, but like I think, uh, it's always been to where you could not post links for some reason, one reason or another. Oh yeah, you guys hear those birds again? That's generally what happens. This is such a good mic that it's picking up every little thing. Yeah, I'm taking my time right now because I'm a little bit tired, but it's all good. The birds are gathering on the telegraph wires outside. The penguins. Yeah, I think I don't know if I would want to come in contact with an actual penguin. Like, you know how vicious those things can be? Like for birds that don't really fly, yeah, they get vicious sometimes. Seagulls are the worst. No, I absolutely agree with you. Seagulls are the worst. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Um, Let me pull up my config. I want to see if I can copy paste. Oh, maximize. There we go. Oh, you know what? Can I not copy and paste? I'm trying to copy and paste from. I don't think it allows you to just copy and paste though in the way that I'm wanting to do it. So we may have to do a little bit of coding here. Is that going to be okay with everybody? Just use the Firefox from VM. I mean, we can try it. I didn't even think about that either. Because I could just go to my GitHub. Because we can pull it up, give it a shot. Are you not going to pull it up? Are you serious? That took like forever. All right, give me just 1 second. Yo, I probably passed my heat transfer exam today. I never say surely. It's a religious it's... Okay, now I'm confused by your message. But either way, welcome to the chat. We are glad you passed your exam. All right, give me just a moment while I get to this. And then... Or hear me out, put the terminal almost outside the screen and type fast fetch gen config so it generates a default config. No, I like the idea of going to Firefox. No, I like it. Then that way you guys can see what I've got going here. Let me just make sure that everything looks good before I just copy and paste. Yeah, everything looks good. And then I can just copy the raw file. All right. So if you guys ever want to, I have a GitHub. I've been... I'll answer you in just a second. Let me talk about this fast fetch here. So here's the thing. I have my dot files on GitHub. If you guys are ever interested, you can... I don't have fast fetch updated just yet. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to go there, take a look at my files, and customize them the way that you want to and all that good stuff. The Hyperland and Waybar configurations I know have been updated for sure. They've been updated. So... But like I've also got my config file for fast fetch here as well. So we'll just copy and paste all that. And then I just want to make sure that we have everything that we need. We're not going to need these. Simply because I don't have the scripts in there. Don't care to have the scripts in there. And then we'll save it to new folder. We'll do fast fetch. And then config.jsonc. I'm struggling to find... Oh, yeah. I'll get to chat in just a minute. Let me make sure that I get this going. All right. Just to test this, let me make sure that I did this right. Okay, everything seems to be fine with this. Yeah, don't mind the fact of like there's no icons or anything here. It's just because I don't have a nerd font installed. All right, so let me answer. I'll get back to fast fetch in just a second. Let me answer you guys in chat here. I have been pretty good for the most part. I've just been streaming and working, so I haven't really done a whole lot of anything, but mostly been talking with you guys whenever I get the chance, and I work when I'm not sleeping. and all that good stuff. But it's great to have you here. Let's see. I'm struggling to find a working way bar. They all look cool, but most buttons are broken. So, like, if you could just give me an idea of like what is broken for you or like what you need, maybe I can help you out with that. Because everything in my way bar works as it's supposed to. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to have you streaming too. It's great to be here. It's awesome. All right, let me plug this in. Plug it in, plug it in. All right, there we go. Almost every time I open YouTube, I find you live. So here's the deal about me going live. So usually every day around 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern time is when I have been streaming. I stream generally every day, or I have been every day. That's the current schedule. The current schedule is around 8 a.m. Eastern time every day. And because if I'm not streaming, then I'm sleeping. And if I'm not sleeping or streaming, then I'm working. So it's like just trying to find the time for everything, you know. Yeah, life is beautiful with its ugly parts too. No, I definitely understand that. Okay, so in our fast fetch, we have openSUSE Tumbleweed here, the Linux default kernel here, uptime's 28 minutes. They're using the RPM for the package manager. They're also using Bash. Now, here's the thing about Bash. Because of using CachyOS uses fish. I am now addicted to fish. I don't like Bash as much as I used to. I much prefer fish now. Maybe you need nerd fonts for your fast fetch. That's not a maybe. It is. I do need fonts for my fast fetch. Because I do have fonts, or I use Open Dyslexic Nerd font. That is my main font. And so, whenever I do, like my config files, for example, like as far as fast fetch is concerned, they are using the Nerd font. And that's the reason why they're not being pulled up, is because I don't have one installed. I would have to go to, the Nerd font and see about how to install it. Well, I guess I could just download the package and then like extract it into the .fonts folder in my home directory. Let's see. I disabled Fish and switched it to Bash as soon as I installed CachyOS. I don't want to get used to non-POSIX compliant shell. I mean, fair enough. Like, whatever works for you is what I always say. Like, if that's what works for you, then go for it. I think for me, it's just that ease. Well, is that luxury, I guess, of being able to use anything other than Bash. Panda, welcome to the chat. Some people manage to run Linux on Kindle. Crazy stuff. That is pretty crazy, yeah. No, I'll agree. I like my skills to be universal. Bash is everywhere, and Bash scripting is POSIX. Well, yeah, but even Mac OS has moved away from Bash. I don't know what they're using now, but they're using something. I can't remember what it is, if it was Fish or what it was exactly. You might make something Fish that doesn't work anywhere else. Oh, ZSH, that's what it is. I think it's POSIX compliant as well. Oh, gotcha. I definitely had to move to Linux in summer vacation after sending my laptop to repair. Yeah, definitely. You'll definitely have to get on it. Yeah, I've never used a Mac either. It's just the stories that I've heard. Oh yeah, we got so back to Fast Fetch. We got Kwin on Wayland. We got Breeze Classic, Breeze, and then whatever fonts we're using. We're using console, and then there's my processor, and then you got the GPU, then your RAM, your swap, and then finally you've got your hard drive, which we are using BetterFS. Best distro? Best distro is CashOS. If you disagree, fight me. I do not disagree. In fact, I was just going to mention CashOS before I read that. I am running CashOS. But here's the thing, if you are a beginner, I would start small and go with either Pop! OS or Linux Mint. And after you've gotten yourself familiar with Linux a little bit, then make the move to CashOS, or you could just go with plain Arch, maybe Debian if you'd rather have security and stability. Not saying that CashOS won't offer that, because they do offer that at this point, which is it's a reason to go to it. But Fedora KDE is my second favorite. I like Arch with KDE. Yeah, so Fedora has some nice qualities to it. I wouldn't run it as my main, but yeah, it's okay. So Arch with KDE, that's interesting. There are people that do that. And that's pretty cool. Let's see. What about Kubuntu? Welcome to the stream. I have not tried Kubuntu, but from what I understand, that is the KDE version of Ubuntu. So that could work. I don't want to get political, but I avoid anything Ubuntu based. I don't disagree. I think if for some people may like Ubuntu. And that's fine if you want to give it a try. More power to you. I mean, with that being said, I do have to work with a Ubuntu-based system on the daily. It's not my choice, but I usually have to work with Lubuntu. It's mostly for my work, but no, I'm usually using CashOS on my personal computer. KDE better. KDE Plasma is solid. At least you're using Linux for work. Yeah, that's the thing. So like first time I was in training, I noticed that like everything looked different about the system. And I'm like, hey, you guys are possibly running Linux, aren't you? Come to find out, someone mentioned that they were using Linux. And when I booted up the computer, sure enough, I saw Lubuntu. And I'm like, oh snap, you are using Lubuntu? You're using Linux? Like, I didn't even know that jobs actually use Linux. Like, as a desktop environment. That was crazy to me. LXQT Ubuntu. Okay, so maybe I have used LXQT. I just don't know it when... I guess I just don't know it when I see it. I think the reason why they went with it was just because it was they wanted like a minimal experience, I guess. So they just went with that. I get it though. Kubuntu is KDE Ubuntu. Yeah, I knew about Kubuntu. I just didn't know what Lubuntu was, but they use it, and I think they use it just because it's like more convenient for them on their side. Kubuntu was unstable for me. I think I actually, come to think of it, I remember trying out Kubuntu for the first time, and it was shortly after I used Ubuntu, and that's when I started getting all these bugs in KDE when I was trying to manage my taskbar or my bottom bar, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to customize it, and it was getting buggy for me. So maybe it was just because I was running Ubuntu or like Kubuntu. Maybe that was the reason why I didn't have such a good time with it. Yeah, KDE just is not really my favorite to go to. I prefer GNOME stuff, but it's whatever. LXQT is the latest DE that is feature rich. Yeah, so that's probably another reason why they went with it. More than likely. All right, let me check on some stuff here. Gotcha. All right. But yeah, yeah, so this is what the fast fetch looks like. Looking pretty good for the specs. I don't use GNOME since Ubuntu 11.04. Yeah, so almost 15 years ago. Oh yeah, that was probably back in GTK2 days, wasn't it? Yeah, here's the thing about GNOME. A lot of people don't care for GNOME. I like GNOME, and I don't, because there's better options for me. I don't necessarily like the environment. I like when I first started on Linux, I loved GNOME. But I soon found out that I was not able to truly customize it how I wanted to customize it. So the thing though was, after using GNOME, I realized that in future installs of Linux, I was always gearing towards or navigating towards GNOME products. So like GNOME boxes, Nautilus, some of their poll kit. Like, I enjoyed using their products. I just didn't necessarily like the environment that I was in. So, I mean, I get it. I only liked GNOME because it reminded me of macOS. And yeah, I think that's the reality for a lot of people, is like whenever they move to Linux for the first time, they want something that's like similar to what they experienced on their old computer, but like you kind of go, I mean, you sort of go in for a bad time, because like Linux is not Windows or Mac, and Windows and Mac is not Linux. But yeah, I think you just set yourself up for a bad time if you do that. Let's see. Tiling and scrolling Windows managers are the end game. Yeah, generally that's how I view it too. I just think that it definitely is a lot better. In fact, I actually heard of this one window manager called Neri, which I thought was interesting, but I would never use it in my life, probably. I would use it as a test to like see how it works and everything, but like I wouldn't do it as my daily driver. Oh yeah, you finished setting up your Neri yesterday? Let us know how that worked out for you. I am interested to hear from someone who uses it. I am personally, I used to be on Awesome WM for the longest time. The first window manager I ever used was Qtile, But then at one point in my Linux life, I went to Awesome WM, and then from Awesome WM, I went to Hyperland. And in between Awesome WM and Qtile, I used Sway for like a few days. I like Hyperland. I like all the customizations that I can do with it. Does Cutefish desktop environment still exist? I mean, probably. I need a functional waybar that isn't just there for looks, but too lazy to make one myself. Well, listen, this is a good opportunity for you. If you like my setup as far as my waybar is concerned, or you want help with your waybar, I am your guy. I can help you with that. If you only if you want it. If you want my help, I'm offering it. If you don't, that's fine too. My files are on GitHub. You can always access them there. If you like I said, feel free to join the Discord. That's going to be the best place to get in contact with me, and I can help you more from there if you end up running into some bugs, or you can always bring them up in the next stream that I do and just go from there. All right, 1 second. But yeah, I think a lot of it, as far as waybar is concerned, a lot of it is just what you want to do with it. Oh, you know what? I really need to turn that off. That's one thing I do not like about KDE. Or, well, you could probably make that argument for any desktop environment, but like I don't like how it just automatically goes to sleep on you. Let's go to system. No, let's go to all applications. I think that's where I wanted to go. That's Yast. System settings. There we go. Display configuration. Or maybe it was under power management. Refresh rate is 75 hertz. No, I don't think my computer can go that high. That must be a mistake. Maybe it's under power management. Yeah, so dim automatically, never. Turn off screen, never. Custom. No, we don't want to do that. Run when inactive, run after 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to do that. When inactive, do nothing. When button pressed, never mind. Advanced power settings. No, I don't think I... Yes, let's apply those settings. Doodaloo. Let's see. Why is it so bloated? Probably because it's a desktop environment, my dude. Generally, you get, generally on a desktop environment, it's going to come bloated. Usually. That's not all the time, but usually. I can't think of a single instance in which a desktop environment is not bloated. Maybe if you're using Arch, sure. openSUSE with 2,400 packages on a clean install kind of wild. Are you telling me that there's supposed to be more? Or that there usually is more? I mean, I thought that was enough. Don't you guys think that's enough? That's enough packages. All right, let's see. On Arch install plus KDE Plasma, I have less than 700 packages. That's too much bloat. Gotcha. I think those were separate thoughts, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let me take a drink of my soda. Some distros like to give you all you might or might not need just in case. Yeah, no, I can speak from experience about that. Like there are some distros out there that like they want to be able to include as much as possible. Um, so no, I get that. Because like how easy is it to like install LibreOffice when you need it or install OBS when you need it? Like there's some of them out there that will actually include OBS, and that can be really helpful. I think it's all this other stuff that like isn't helpful. I hate how the theme settings are. I mean, it's KDE, so I mean you're gonna be dealing with that a lot. Is that Vert Viewer? No, this is GNOME boxes. I started to make like a weird sound, but I didn't want to scare you guys. I was just like leaning back and I'm like, oh, should I do it? Should I? Ah! Just like do something like that. I'm sorry if that scared anyone. All right, so here's the thing I like about, because I correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can also do this in Kitty, but I like how there's a button where you just do like a split view. Um, let's see. Can you show me how you manage Wi-Fi / Ethernet with your setup? Is it from your WayBar? No. So what I do is I use Network Manager, and specifically what I'm using is something called nm applet. So nm applet will you have to. So what I do is that in my Hyperland config, I set it up to where every time I boot into CachyOS, it runs nm-applet, and what it does, and you will have to, this will require that you use a tray in your WayBar, but like once you set it up to where nm-applet will run on startup, then you can just you'll have a icon in your tray that's got like, it depending on your icon pack, it's usually about 4 or 5 bars that will, and that's to like show you your connection. So I run it from the tray. I don't like the Wi-Fi Ethernet thing that WayBar does. So I chose not to do it that way. I chose to do it through the tray. It makes your life a lot easier. Like, yes, you do want to be as minimal as possible, but I don't think you should be minimal about your internet settings. How do you disconnect? So what you do, in fact, let me see if I can find something for you. So what you do is that you just click on the you click on the icon. And the thing is that I don't want to show me clicking on it because of the network and everything. But like once you click on the icon, you'll have different options.
Like you can connect, you can see the available networks, and all that good stuff. That's the nm-applet. Yes, exactly. You are correct. But yeah, you click on the app, or no, you click on the icon in the tray, and there should be a button that says available networks. Once you hover over available networks, you can select what network you want to go with and then connect. I'll dig into your dot files and scavenge some stuff. No worries. That's what it's there for. If you guys ever need any inspiration or you need any help, you can take a look at it. If you need help with nm-applet, let me know. I can make a video about it. Because I know it can be hard to make sure that you have it installed. Because you have to have Network Manager, and then I think there's a separate package. I think it's like Network Manager -applet maybe, or something like that you have to install. And then once you install it, then you can use nm-applet. But I forget what that setup is like. Okay, what else can we do with this? We can do Sudoku. Let's do some gaming. We'll do a very easy one. It will be possible to solve the generated puzzle by logic alone. No guessing will be required. Sure. So we are able to play Sudoku. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. Let's see. So 9 goes here. And then 3 goes here. Listen, I'm sure you guys don't want to see this though. I'm just playing. Which Sudoku package is that? This is the one that comes with KDE. So it's called, let me look it up again. This is called K-Sudoku. This is by KDE themselves. We have all these different game options here. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit to choose from. These are their favorites, apparently. So LibreOffice Writer. I could do something in, they got too much time if they could program games. I mean, you're probably right. Not gonna lie, you're probably right. And now we can go into LibreOffice Writer. Here's what I will give credit to for openSUSE. They have customized every single application that they possibly could. But I can go into LibreOffice and write "Dear Diary." Sorry, that was a little loud. Let me back away. I can just write "Dear Diary, today my sister pulled my hair. I did not like that at all. Derp." All right, there you go. There's some LibreOffice Writer. Did y'all like my journal entry? I enjoyed it very much. What are you using for your talking penguin? So I'm using something called Viadude Tube Mini. No, I don't think there's a dash. I think it's just a Viadude Tube Mini. That's what I use. And the interesting thing about the program is I don't know about you guys, but my install of Viadude Tube Mini, it will crash on you several times before you can finally load an image in the place that you want it to load the image. I don't know why that is. I cannot figure out why it crashes on me. But like once you get over the crashing aspect of it, then it becomes smooth to use because all that you have to do is just let it sit there and not do anything. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's the only thing that I can really use as far as like a VTuber thing because I wanted something that would do lip sync, but it just I wanted to use honk for example, but I can't use honk because every time I load the program, it doesn't load the actual picture of it. So I can't see the mouth moving or anything, which is kind of that's the whole point of the app. So like honk, I can tell you will not work on Linux the way that it's supposed to. You can open the program, you just won't be able to use it for as a VTuber. And every other tutorial, because like I've heard of people like using Anochi, VTube Studio, VC Face, OpenC Face, stuff like that. That's like way too complicated for me. And even if it wasn't complicated, I never got it to work like it was supposed to. So I just I don't really use it. So the only thing that was like easy and intuitive enough for me was using Viadude 2 Mini. So yep, that's what I use. In fact, I should probably make a video on that at some point. Cause like I don't think it would warrant a stream about it. Although we could do a stream about it. We just end up having more discussion about Linux though. Yeah, that's really the only thing about it. So, what else is there? What else is there to do? I mean, that's pretty much the review. Like, what is it that I think though about Tumbleweed? I think if you just don't change the theme to dark, please. The thing is that if you don't want Arch, but you want a rolling release, openSUSE is probably what you will want to go with. Is it a systemd system? No, I think this is Grub. I'm pretty sure it's Grub. I'm not even sure how I would check that. There we go. There's your dark. In that regard, other than that, it's basically just a matter of whether or not you want to work in an Arch environment. It seems like to me. For me, I would not want to switch to it. I'm happy with my CachyOS install. But, I mean, those are just my thoughts. I mean, I kind of feel like I do about Fedora. Like, Fedora is cool and all. There's just, like, other options out there that I would much prefer. But it's not bad. I'm not going to say that it's bad. I would need more time to work with Zipper, probably, to give you more of an idea. But, those are just my thoughts. Is Yast still available in Tumbleweed? They said it was deprecated, but I was wondering if they still ship it like it. I used to like that tool. Well, let's do a search. Yast. Yeah, we've got a bunch of Yast products like Yast Partitioner, Yast Printer, Yast Language, Keyboard Firewall. Then you got Yast in general. You got Yast Bootloader. It's weird that openSUSE is deprecating one of their signature features like Yast. Fedora, for being on the more up-to-date front, it's pretty stable for what it's doing. Yeah, they're also like, yeah, that's what I will say, especially since they do like a thing like every 6 months. And to be fair, there's other people that, or there's other distributions that also do theirs like every 6 months too. It's because the Ruby code is obsolete. They wanted to replace it with a fork of the package manager and Cockpit for the other things. Gotcha. It's on kernel 6.15, so not that far behind Arch. Gotcha. Yep. Definitely on 6.15. I wouldn't know. Because I use the CachyOS kernel. That was what was great about CachyOS. Like, I used CachyOS like off stream. And, that's what I'm running now. But when I used it for the first time, I was happy with the fact that like there was only like a few things that I could or that I needed to install with Yay or Peru. I was glad for that. Because I did not like I got in there and there were a lot of packages that normally you would find in the AUR, but I didn't need to go to the AUR to install the package, and that was great. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is that CachyOS has their own repositories, and that makes it great for installing packages. So I'm very happy with that. Their repo is very solid as well. I find everything in it, and it's readily compiled. Yeah, definitely. Awkward turtle. Doody 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 doo. Okay. But yeah, I will say we are coming up. Let's see. Hold on a minute. I have a machine with Vanilla Arch, but I added CachyOS repo to it. It's my main repo now. Huh. You can add the CachyOS repo to it. Interesting. I wonder how that works. That's an interesting concept. Oh, nice. So they still use it? Yes, they do still use it. But yeah, I will take this time to let everyone know now, since we're on the 2 hour mark. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoy my content, consider subscribing today. You can also join the Discord, where you can always get in contact with me, talk to other Linux users. You can ask for help, post your risings, post your current projects, and all that good stuff. It's a really great time. You can also, if you want to help support the channel, I do have ways that you can do that too. And if not, you just watching the stream is very helpful to me, and so I thank you for being here with me today. I enjoy being able to talk with all you beautiful people out there. And yeah, that's the end of my shameless plug. Let's move on to Linux. Yeah, yesterday I actually thought about, was it worth it to like stick a picture in the bottom left corner of my streams to like let people know to like, subscribe, and go to the Discord. I wasn't sure though if it would be as effective as me just saying it. So I decided not to go through with that idea. All right, so I can mark off that we went over openSUSE Tumbleweed. And the next stream, so I don't know what I want to do yet for the next stream because someone requested that I do a drawing stream. And if I were to do a drawing stream, that's probably just going to be like a rework of maybe my logo. Well, not a rework, but like just do a different picture so that way I can have like a full body avatar. Or no, actually, the stream would probably be for like designing icons for my tiers in my Discord, because I still got to do some tier stuff. Welcome to the stream. Best tool between Greenbone and Nessus to use? I don't know either one of those programs. I don't know what their purpose is. But if you would fill me in on it, maybe I can help out. But yeah, like I gotta edit those at some point. Come up with something that looks nice for the roles and stuff in Discord. So that could be a possible thing for drawing. As far as that goes, it would either be drawing or Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure what I would want to do yet for tomorrow's stream. Okay, so they are vulnerability scanning tools for web applications. Yeah, I don't know a single thing about that. Sorry, I couldn't be much help with that. Someone else may be able to have some insight into that though. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to talk about. So the next few distributions to go over, I have to do this in, like, I have to take a break every few days from doing reviews because I just don't, I don't know, I think it's too much of an overload for me to like constantly be reviewing distributions. But like some of the ones that we've got on the list to review for the future are like, I want to revisit Pop OS. You guys kept recommending Nix OS, Endeavor OS, Elementary OS, Pika OS, Void, and then Zorin. So we definitely have quite the selection to go through as far as reviewing is concerned. But yeah. Just that was just more of an update. So really, I'm just trying to figure out what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'll figure that out today, and then I might end up letting you guys know what we'll be doing tomorrow. Does anyone have any like problems that they're running into with Linux? Like anything that they need help with? Or maybe just something that's like really odd. You know? We could have a discussion about it. Like if you find something that just doesn't look right. Oh, you know what I just noticed about the terminal? That like there's a wiggly sign, and then because I forget what they call it. Uh oh yeah, it's the tilde key. So you got like a tilde key, and then you got like a greater than sign. Interesting how that works out. Let's see. What is in... Let's see how this runs. Okay. Not sure why the toolbar is down there. Sometimes I'll notice that in like Hyperland. No, sorry, in Waybar. Sometimes on well, no, it's not even Waybar. Sometimes it'll be like in Zen browser, but like sometimes my toolbar will not be where it's supposed to be. I always find that interesting at times. What is your primary OS now? So my primary OS is CachyOS. I've been running that for probably, it's been a week now, maybe. Yeah, it's been a week, I would say. Hey, Lucky, welcome back, buddy. How's it going? We're just doing some talking. Talking about the Linux. We're talking about the openSUSE Tumbleweed. Okay, and then I'm just checking on everything, making sure everything looks good. Yeah, for some reason, I think what happened was I just, I think I streamed too early today. But I was trying to do it so that way I could stream and make sure that I did time management today well. Because I want me some sleep at some point. I finally isolated my problem with direct connection and fixed it. Pretty cool. So what more have you got left to do then? Months and months dealing with that. Oh, yeah, no, I bet. I believe this is a new face. Hello and welcome. I'm thinking of moving from Windows to Linux, but at this point, release thing is keeping me off. I heard that Tumbleweed is a good and reliable rolling release. I don't know if I'm going to be the right person for you in regards to giving you advice on your Linux journey in regards to openSUSE. Like, I can help in other ways, but like openSUSE for me, I don't know, because if you're using a rolling release, I think you would have to be. This is how I feel. So it may not be accurate, but how I feel about the topic is that if you are running something that is rolling release, like you are on the same playing field as Arch. And for that, I would probably, like I personally, because of the CachyOS repositories, I would probably go with something like CachyOS rather than going like full on Arch. But like, if you want something that's different from Arch, like if you don't want to be in that environment, I would recommend openSUSE Tumbleweed. It's the only other rolling release that I'm aware of right now that I can think off the top of my head that I would recommend. I mean, it's not bad, but I just personally don't prefer it. But here's the thing to do. If you are interested in openSUSE Tumbleweed, get yourself a virtual machine, or a virtual box. Use I can't remember what it's called on Windows, but like on Linux I use GNOME boxes. But like, get yourself a virtual box, try it out, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, then you know. But if you do like it, then you can actually install it on your computer. And the reason why you would want to use a virtual box is just to see if you like it. And then that way you're not messing with your Windows install. That's the thing to do. Months and months dealing with that, gotcha. If I can find any good alternative for MS Office, I'll gladly move from WSL to native. If you can find any good alternative. So I don't think this is going to work for you, because it sounds like you have figured out something about alternatives. I personally use and have used for years now LibreOffice. I don't know if that's going to help you out. It sounds like it's not, but I prefer LibreOffice over Microsoft Office. That's just me though. I just have to make sure now it can read the raw JSON files and fix bugs, of course. But being able to directly see all system processes along with Steam games on a completely different computer, it's exciting. Directly see all system processes. Gotcha. I just don't want to reinstall everything all over again on each release. Well, so if you get openSUSE Tumbleweed, it's a rolling release. The only time like you would have to reinstall everything would be if you are having to reinstall the distribution itself. But I don't see where you would have to do it on each release. At least I've never heard that be a thing. I wouldn't think that that's a thing, because like I don't know of any other distribution where it's like you have to reinstall everything if you upgrade. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding the situation entirely. Oh, you meant for point release distributions like Mint, etc. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. In that case, I would just go with the rolling release. Yeah. If you don't want to deal with all that. Yep, most definitely. What is the point rolling release? Is it because updates or what? So I'm not sure if this is going to answer your question, but let's discuss the differences between a release distribution versus what I would consider how would I word this? Okay, here's the difference between a regular release versus a rolling release. A regular release will have like Debian, for example. Let's just take Debian. Debian will go from 13, I think it's on Debian 13 now. If I could be mistaken though. Let's just say that you're on Debian 13 and you need to like what you're going to have to do is that the next time you want major upgrades and updates to your system, you will have to install Debian 14 at some point. So then you'll have to install it, and then those are your big updates. Rolling release, on the other hand, they come out with updates every so often, but like you're not having to do a major upgrade necessarily. So what you're doing is that instead of waiting 2 years in Debian's case, instead of waiting 2 years to install their major update, you'll get an immediate update for a package, like probably within the next week, or like every week or every 2 weeks, or just whenever they decide to come out with new updates. So the point of rolling release is so that way you are on bleeding edge software. You don't necessarily get bleeding edge software when it comes to updates. So like, for example, let's say on Fedora, you're with Fedora for 6 months and you're using GNOME. Okay, you may not get like Fedora, GNOME 41. You may be stuck on GNOME 40 for like 6 months. And you won't move to 41 until that next update, because that's when they decided to include that package. So like, it's a matter of how long you want to wait. Like, do you want to be on bleeding edge? Do you want to be on like regular updates? However you want to word that. Regular release. That is my understanding, and I hope I did a good job of explaining it. My question would be, why would anyone not want to use rolling release? And I kind of already know the answer to this, but I want to hear from other people in regards to this question. Because like I want to start a discussion. Like what would be the point in not having a rolling release? Because I think there's some of us here who enjoy having that rolling release. We do enjoy it, but then I'm sure that there's arguments for the other side too. I heard because of stability issues. So there are some rolling release distributions like CachyOS and openSUSE that will claim that they have stability. I haven't tested. I haven't really tested the stability of CachyOS just yet. So far, it's been pretty stable. I haven't really had to do much of anything, but of course, I do updates every few days, so I may not notice a difference. Rolling release might break your system, like I had in Arch in the past. Yes, that is true. It can break your system. It really depends on what is happening with the. It really just depends on what's happening with the system, or like your packages. I mean, like, is it going to conflict with another package? Is usually what you have to ask yourself. I've been black pilled that rolling release has a lot of manual optimizations. And it breaks very often. You kind of do have a lot of optimizations that you can do with rolling release. I don't know about it breaking often. I think it just depends on the update itself, because like everything is going to, or everything has the potential to break on you. Even Windows and Mac all have potentials to break on you at some point. Like, it's not just a Linux thing. And then the next question we get is, what do you consider breaking? Breaking, for me, and this might not even be a question for me, but breaking for me is like, I guess breaking for me would be you can't upgrade a package because it is in conflict with another one, and it runs into this catch-22 where like you can't do it because it's in conflict with this one, but you can't update this one because it's in conflict with the other one. So like, I'll give you an example. So back when I was on Debian, I decided to go from Debian stable to Debian SID. I made the update. I was able to resolve every conflict that I had in regards to it not wanting to update the packages. But by the time I got to wine staging, there were two packages in conflict with each other. One would not update because of the other being in conflict. I could not get to a point where I could resolve those issues. And it even got to a point where like I couldn't even uninstall wine staging. Like that was the crazy part to me. I couldn't even uninstall it. So like I couldn't do anything with it, but at the same time I was just under the impression that it was never going to update those packages because they were always going to be in conflict with each other. And there was no resolution because I tried everything possible that I knew of to make sure that I could resolve them, because I had resolved like 5 other ones before I had gotten to that point. I had resolved 5 other dependencies or packages before I even got to wine staging. So like I knew the process worked for being able to resolve it, but I still had issues with wine staging. So really what I'm saying is that breaking for me, can you just not go back to that lock screen? I do not understand why it keeps doing that. It keeps wanting to sleep even though I have turned off that setting. Let's see. Paul, welcome to the stream. Is that a talking penguin? Why, yes it is. Also, welcome. Welcome. Display and monitor. No, that's not going to work. General behavior, maybe? Screen locking. Lock screen automatically? Never. That's what we wanted. And then let's just hit apply. There we go. Now it's not going to lock. All right. Look for power setting or something. Oh, yeah, I found it. Thank you, though. Better FS snapshots or time shift? Which one can recover your system from a non-booting system after major update? Which one can recover your system from a non-booting system after major? I thought time shift could, right? No, I thought it was time shift. I don't think I've ever used snapshots before, but I thought time shift had that ability where you could just like go back in time and to a time when it was working. The only thing about it though was that I kept time shift is something that was first introduced to me when I went to, I think it was either Pop! OS or Ubuntu. It was available on Debian programs. But like Yeah, time shift basically what it does is that you back up your system, but you have to have better FS. And at the time, I was not able to go back in time because I was still on ext4 for my hard drive. It's only with CachyOS that I finally decided to go with better FS. And I don't regret it because my system runs a lot more smoothly. But yeah, time shift is probably similar. Like if you've heard of snapshots, time shift is similar to that, I would say. But time shift is something that I would probably end up using if I was going to go that route. I usually don't see a need to use hard drive space in order to make backups though. Like I don't see a need for making backups, which is probably why I get into some of the problems that I get into or that I have in the past. So, I mean, you never know. Um, yeah. All right, so everyone, let's take a sip of soda. Okay, if you got your soda, some of you may have coffee or tea. I don't drink that crap, but if you do have it, take a sip. Oh, dude, you're running on Celeron N100? I know, dude. I know. Listen, I'm working on upgrading my computer, okay? I'm working on it. I just got to wait until next week. I'm supposed to get some help with buying one. Whether or not that comes through, I'm not entirely sure. But next week, I'm trying to find something. Oh, respect. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, I meant to do that. No. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. Is that so? I'm waiting. Living dangerously. Yeah. So I'm waiting for next week because there's this laptop that I'm looking at that would be great for doing the gaming and doing everything else that I need it to do. Because the graphics card is very limited right now in regards to what it can do. So I'm looking to upgrade my PC. And I'm just trying to wait until I'm able to get paid again. No, it's not System 76. I don't even know the brand. I think it's Niacin or something like that. What even are you going to play with all that new hardware? I don't know. Like I could play quite a few games. I would play. You know what? I might would look back into playing Alien Isolation, if I'm going to be honest. There's also my Lego games. I enjoy my Lego games. Maybe Dead by Daylight. I know I have other games. I don't even know what I would play. Yeah, that's what I hear about System 76. Would you still use openSUSE or have an OS in mind? openSUSE, I would use. I would probably, if I had to go back to my tier list, when I did my tier list for distributions, probably mid tier. Like for me, I would use okay, I just want to make sure that my stream was still there because it popped up with some sort of warning. I would use CachyOS if I were you. That's what I would recommend. I mean, as far as like openSUSE, it's all right. I would not use it as a daily driver though. I don't see what the benefit is of having openSUSE. I respect it for quite a few things. So like for example, with its like rolling release and being an alternative to Arch and all that good stuff. I don't see a need for in my personal life for it. But that was weird. I gotta maybe it's because I got this on ultra low latency, but like uh I got a notification from YouTube Studio about the stream not being there or whatever. Um, but like everything's working fine in OBS, so everyone sees me. Can't go wrong with CashOS. They do good work. Yeah, I feel that. Uh, how was your experience? The experience was it was okay. Like I I mean, I can do simple stuff in it, but I just don't I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think other people would disagree. I just don't see the appeal necessarily in openSUSE. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But having said that, I would put it in the same category as Fedora maybe, in that it would probably either go in A tier or mid tier, something like that. Because like I would still use it if I had to use it. It's just not my preferred method. You also need to pay attention for the compatibility with Linux while choosing, right? Yeah, I think to some degree you do, yes. Um, that being said, the computer that I'm looking into getting is like I think it's got an NVIDIA, I think it's either GTX or RTX graphics card in it. So like I know that there's NVIDIA graphics out there that I can do. So like it's not that much of a stretch because like I used to work with NVIDIA, okay, on Linux. And it wasn't as bad as people said it was, or as bad as people say it is. Because I used to have a 1050 Ti in my system, and it was run through NVIDIA, and I was able to do Linux just fine. In fact, they had the drivers, they had the software for it that I could like turn on the fans if I wanted to turn them on, and all that good stuff. So yeah, you kind of do need to look at compatibility to some degree. Um, I can post in the Discord if you guys want to see the laptop I plan on getting. Um, it would just like it would be helpful if I had more help with like financial wise if I had more help with it because there's only so much I can do with my check next week when I get paid. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I'll make it work and if that doesn't come through then we're just going to be on this laptop for a little while. So, it all just depends on if everything goes like it's supposed to next week. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Debian and Ubuntu are much more popular, which means when you have a problem, solutions are based on these systems. This doesn't affect experienced Linux users. Um, Gotcha. Yeah, I do agree with that about Debian and Ubuntu. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, true. The nice thing about openSUSE is being more stable than Arch and also need Linux knowledge to use it. It's not for noobs distro. Yeah, that's kind of my takeaway from it as well. Like, it is more stable than Arch, but I feel like there's a learning curve with openSUSE. What's the laptop you plan on getting? I don't have Discord. Let me see if I can pull it up. It is a Acer Nitro 5. It's got like an Intel i7 in it. The GeForce RTX 3060. It's supposed to have 144 hertz refresh rate. It's got like 16 gigs of RAM. It's got 512 gigabytes of SSD, but I plan on changing that to my current hard drive. So I'll just replace the hard drives is what I'm saying. The 1050. So I had a desktop at one point, and I said that I don't want to use a desktop. I got to a point where I just said I want to use a laptop instead of using a desktop because I want to be able to use it in my bed if I want to. And so I am currently selling my old computer. I've got a friend that's helping me sell it right now. But the 1050 Ti is in that system. And so that's where I'm at right now with it. The fact that you've optimized this for streaming, VM is insane. I guess we'll just slack with better hardware. LOL. Yeah, so I have done a lot of optimizations to this computer. First of all, I set the power plan to performance. Then I went into my BIOS and disabled C states, and I disabled speed shift technology. That made it go a lot faster. And then on top of that, I'm on CashOS, which is supposed to make things faster and more optimized for gaming and whatnot. The only thing is with this computer is that when I'm streaming, I have to stream at 30 FPS, and I stream at 720p, which is also good in case I decide I want to stream on Twitch, because I do have a Twitch as well. I just don't stream there that often because like nobody's watching. More people are just more obsessed with like Fortnite and Valorant and whatever else on Twitch, so I don't go on Twitch as much. And I don't really care for having to do restream all that much. But like I have done some optimizations to my current laptop in order to do things. So like some games like I can't really do a stream with because like the FPS will go down to 20. I got Jurassic World, the Lego Jurassic World. I got it to get around 30, 40 FPS. At times Magic the Gathering Arena will be at like 45 FPS, somewhere around that range. Mega Man Legacy Collection runs at 60 FPS. My NES games run at 60 FPS. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really nice laptop, but I don't know about RTX, but hopefully it will work without any problems. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping as well. Like, that's the thing about NVIDIA. Like, I have worked with NVIDIA on Linux before, so it's not really that much of a problem. Let's see. N100 is not that old. No, it's only, a couple years old now, I think. Something like that. Like, it's a good processor. It just isn't doing the graphics like I want it to. Okay, openSUSE in Arch is not for noobs. What about Fedora? Fedora is pretty good, I guess. That's why I would still consider it like A tier, or maybe leaning more towards A tier than mid tier, probably. I think it's okay. I wouldn't run Fedora as my daily driver. But like I see some of the appeal in it. I don't know, it's just kind of how I feel about it. I love being able to bring a computer everywhere I go. I want to go on vacation or to work or fly out for an event. I can do that. I can't do that with a desktop. Yes, exactly. And that's why I wanted to go with a laptop, because I want to be able to carry it around wherever I go. Twitch is not that good. I don't love it. Yeah, someone recommended I get on Twitch and stream because they thought that I should have more viewers and stuff like that. Like I deserved more followers and subscribers and stuff like that. And so I got on Twitch, tried it a few times while I was streaming to YouTube, and it just did not it just didn't work out. Let's see. What do you think what do you think the best optimizing step you can do, or the thing that makes you feel the difference? The thing that I did to feel the difference in my current system, so like it's gonna differ no matter what you do, but like disabling the C states and disabling the speed shift technology got me to notice a real big difference in how snappy and responsive my system was. Optimizing your power management for performance is also good for that. I'm trying to think of some other optimizations that I did, because I think those were just the big ones, because the rest of the optimizations I just did in OBS. So Cashy made you experience with games better now? Yes. I would say that it's made it better. Absolutely. If you still have that desktop, I would play around with remote play. Unfortunately, it is at my friend's house. He is trying to get it sold, so that way I can get the money, and then I'll use part of that money to go towards the new computer. I mean, that being said, if I wanted to, I could probably get it back, but I don't want to use a desktop. Even for remote play, I'm just not really all that interested, I don't think. You'll be trying out Bazite, Proton, and stuff with new hardware. So I don't know about Bazite. I don't know anything about Bazite. I am currently using Proton GE, and that's also helped with gameplay. That's what boosted some of my games to like 10 more FPS than I was getting, but it's still not there. YouTube just sucks for browsing. Only reason I find streams on here is stuff being recommended. And that is one thing that I really appreciate, is that like, so I was recommended to a lot of people, and that's the reason why everyone's here now. Is because I was recommended. People came and saw the stream. They liked what they saw, and they come back, and I appreciate it. You're gonna have a hard time with Bazite with NVIDIA hardware. So here's the thing. The Acer laptop, if I can get it for the right price, is the only one that I can afford, just about. Because everything else that I'm looking at is not going to do what I want it to do, or it seems like it's not. And I don't have any other recommendations from people. So that's the one that I'm currently going with. That being said, if someone has a recommendation for like AMD graphics cards, or like a system that has like a good AMD graphics card that's like, and I'll even up my price too, because because people are going to help me, or a person is going to help me out with it. They're supposed to, they said. With that being said, I could probably go around $500-$600, probably around that area, maybe 800 at the most. Somewhere between 500 and 800 would be like the absolute most I could do. And if I don't get help with that, then it may be forever before I get another laptop. No clue what to look for with laptops. Yeah, that was kind of my thing, because I was looking at all the laptops. There's so many to choose from, and there's a lot of ones that will claim that they're like really good, but they're not. So, had a gaming laptop 10 years ago, and that's not an experience I want to relive. Yeah, that was the thing about this computer. This computer said light gaming when I got it. I didn't exactly know what that meant right off. So um, I went with it because I liked the CPU in it, and I liked all the RAM and the SSD that I was getting with it. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I've seen corporate sell absolute monster workstation just after 2 years of use. So I guess you can get a pretty good deal on workstations with DGPUs. I don't really know that much about workstations. Yeah, I don't really know that much about workstations. Like the thing is that these days it is cheaper to get a desktop. Like I know that, but I also don't want a desktop. But finding like the right laptop is what's tricky right now. But I've got one that I'm looking into with a friend, and we're gonna go from there, I guess. Like Dell Precision laptops and stuff. Again, I'm not familiar with Dell Precision. I mean, I'm familiar with Dell, just not the precision aspect. Okay, just making sure everything looks good. I think you should check it out. All right, let me write it down then. Dell Precision. All right, I got that written down. We'll check it out. For sure, for sure. But yeah, there's so much to choose from in regards to streaming, or in regards to laptops. I mean, um, just like finding the right one is what's taken a little while. Yep, I'm taking a little break right now. I gotta do some stretches. But yeah, I mean, I'm able to run stuff while I'm streaming. I think the biggest problem that I've had so far was like with running FL Studio. Like when I loaded a project that I had already made and I started playing it, and I played like the most intense part of the song, it started going all over the place with my CPU. And I I did not have that problem with Windows. So I think it's more of a problem with like there's got to be some sort of optimizations that I can do in order to not use as much CPU. The only thing is that I don't know how to do that. Uh, but yeah, I was asked earlier about video games. So like, what are some games that you guys would recommend that I play though? Because like I know a majority of you guys don't like Fortnite, so that would be out of the question. And the only way I'd be able to play that anyway would be GeForce Now. But what I'm saying is like a game on Steam that I could get possibly and just run. What genre of games do you enjoy? Um, I kind of like. It's hard to say because I enjoy my Lego games. I pretty much enjoy anything with like, I guess, cartoony graphics. So kind of like Cuphead, for example, would be a good one. Um, I like retro games. Having said that, though, like I said, I used to play Fortnite. I play Magic the Gathering. I uh, could play some Dead by Daylight if I'm able to with the setup. I don't know, just like different. I don't know. I'm just kind of all over the place. Puzzle games would be good. Kind of like puzzle games a little bit. I do. I am thinking about playing Alien Isolation again because it's been years since I touched that game, and like there was a point that I got to that I never progressed. So I mean, I guess you could say that I do like a little bit of horror games, maybe. I just don't play them as much as I used to. Stardew Valley. It's like a. I actually have Stardew Valley. We might could actually play that on stream. We actually that may not even have to wait for the new computer. We could probably pop in that sucker tomorrow. So generally tomorrow, what I'm thinking about is one of three things, and I'm probably gonna end up posting a poll about this in the Discord. So one of three things is gonna happen. We're either gonna do a Magic the Gathering stream, a drawing stream, or a Stardew Valley stream. Probably. But if I do Stardew Valley, then I get to test uh, how well it will run in Linux. So I've got that to look forward to. I just got to figure out if it runs on Vulkan or not, because it makes a difference in whether or not I use a specific launch command. So like it's just a matter of whether I do Mango HUD in small letters or lowercase letters, or if I do it in big case letters and then put it equals 1 right after it. But we could absolutely test it out and see how well it runs. And as far as the other plans that I've got, I'm not entirely sure what I will be reviewing next or what, because there's probably going to be a stream, and this may be a Friday stream, but like Friday, I may just end up coming up with a topic, and then we just have a discussion while I'm playing games, or so. Actually, I'd probably do that tomorrow, but like, um, I that's probably what I should start doing is like for my titles I should just come up with like a question and then just start playing games while we talk about Linux. So like I'll end up coming up with a question or something like that, and then we can elaborate on it, have a good time. All right, y'all got about 7 minutes before I have to go. So, if you guys have anything you want to say or need to say, or you want to talk about, now would be the time to do it because I'll be leaving the stream in 7 minutes because I got to go to an appointment. And then we'll be back tomorrow. So, yeah. Roadhouse. Well, I'm not leaving just yet, but I do appreciate you coming out and stuff. I'm just saying that the stream's going to end in 7 minutes. That was my point. So, like, you guys can choose to stick around, or we can go ahead and end the stream now. It doesn't really matter. My overall thoughts, though, I will say about openSUSE, Tumbleweed. That's what we're talking about. Would I use it over Fedora? I mean, probably. And the reason I would use it over Fedora would be because you can, it is a rolling release, and I prefer rolling releases. Fedora would be great if you want something different from the APT repositories and you don't want to go with Arch. Like, it's a pretty good alternative for that. But, like, openSUSE, I think, is a good alternative to Arch. Probably. Because, like, it's just a different ball game entirely. Yep, those are just my thoughts, though. Need to gain some experience before jumping to Arch. That is true. I have, I don't know. I have experience with Arch, though. I on stream, this was last year. I installed Arch the normal way, but then, like, every other time I installed Arch was, like, with Arch installed because I wanted something simple, and not spend like 20 minutes installing it. But, yeah, Arch is good. Arch is like, if you want to be the ultimate tinker, that's pretty much your go-to. Like, when I think of full customizations, I don't think of openSUSE. I usually think of Arch. Although I'm sure you could do whatever customizations you want with openSUSE. I just find that, like, openSUSE can seem very limiting to me. Like, it doesn't... I guess it's because I got used to the CachyOS install. Because the CachyOS install allowed me to install whatever window manager or desktop environment that I wanted. So, I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna head on out at this point. One thing I do want to say, or a couple of things I want to say before I leave. If you like the video, or if you like the stream, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoy my content, consider subscribing to me today. I also have a Discord in case you guys would like to get in contact with me for any reason. You can post your risings or your projects that you're working on. You can talk with other Linux users. You can ask questions in there and all that good stuff. And, with these subscription tiers, you can even get exclusive access to some stuff like early access, even to not exclusive access, but like early access is what I'm trying to say, to like different things. I just got to get it set up and all. But yeah, with all that out of the way, thank you all for joining. It's been fun, and I will see you guys in the next one.